I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass. We're listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
I never wanted anyone before.
I want to say that on this day is one of the happiest days of my life, and that I can honestly say that I love this woman that I'm marrying. I appreciate the fact that Jehovah is the one that arranged the marriage arrangement, and we can give him thanks for all these things. And of course, he passed down the idea that we should give respect to our father and mothers. And I want to say that I want to give thanks to Sharon's mother and father for being able to allow me to be in their family, be part of this family, and I love them. It's been 4 years that we've been able to work on this and put it together, and it was a lot of time to put this together and a lot of effort. And I want to say that I appreciate her doing all these things. I didn't expect that a little bitty woman could put so many things together.
I'll be faithful, faithful till the end. I'm so thankful that heaven chose to send you, and this love will last forever. Forever I'll be true, I'll be faithful to you.
Marriage is being likened to a twofold cord, both mates united and mutually supportive. But love for God can strengthen the marriage as if it were party to it.
You're my one and only one, you see.
I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I came here. I'm glad all this happened, and that I will definitely love you forever. And I know you will love me as you already do.
Hi, my love. I just want to say thank you so much, and I appreciate all what you do. I appreciate all your efforts, hard works to be here, and all your sacrifices. I really appreciate it all. And I just want to know that you're the only one I want to be with in marriage forever. I love you.
I promise that I'll never let you down. Your trust in me secure. I'll be faithful, faithful till the end. I'm so thankful that heaven chose to send you, and this love will last forever. Forever I'll be true and be faithful to you. through you.
Make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates, but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are, the way you are. Girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing. This is at last bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Now I'm not alone. God has provided a partner, someone to call my own. Now we are one. Now there can be blessings to share for you and for me. As when and one together, we are a family. Every day we'll serve our God above, as He shows the way. Unfailing love will display. As we have vowed, so may it be. Seasons of joy may we come to see. Oh, may we honor Jehovah, and may you always be my love. This is at last bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Now I'm not alone. God has provided a partner, someone to call my own. Now we are one. Now there can be blessings to share for you and for me. As when and one together, we are a family. Every day we'll serve our God above, as He shows the way. Unfailing love will display. As we have vowed, so may it be. Seasons of joy may we come to see. Oh, may we honor Jehovah, and may you always so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are. The way you are. Girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Oh, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the she's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So
For sure, this is a very happy day for both of you. And while this day was coming, I'm sure friends from your congregation and Sharon's congregation are happy to share with the preparations and looking forward to this special day for both of you. You might have been thinking, since this is a special day, the man and woman were created by Jehovah. Does Jehovah feel that this day is special also for him? The Bible tells us that. So the theme of our wedding talk, for the benefit of you getting married and those who are present today and those who are tied in Zoom, Genesis 1:26, this is the time where Jehovah talked to his only son, Jesus Christ, and he said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and the domestic animals, and all the earth, and all the earth, and every creeping animal that is moving on the earth." Here, a conversation between Jehovah God and his Word, the Logos, or Jesus Christ. They purpose that man should live on earth to have a satisfying work, to till the earth and fill it with children, righteous children, and make that small garden, the paradise, into a whole world or earth-wide paradise. So here in this account, we see Jehovah creating the first man, Adam. And so Brother Daniel is very familiar with this account in the Genesis account. But while we contemplate on how Adam must have lived during this time, imagine Adam Jehovah gave him work to name all the animals. And the Insight book mentions that there are about 120 kinds where all the species came about. So can you imagine if the perfect man, Adam, with a perfect mind, could name one kind in a month? So there are 120 kinds as mentioned in the book of Insight. So it must have been one kind per month, 120 kinds. It must have been a very long 10 years, Adam doing that work. And so can you imagine Adam naming all the animals, say 10 years alone? So he must have observed the horse, observed it for a month and said, I'll call this horse. Then another horse, another kind, came and an offspring came out. He observed a snail. He observed birds. While they have pairs, the perfect mind of Adam must have thought, why I don't have a similar kind like that of the animals? And so this scripture really helps the groom to appreciate Jehovah's provision of marriage as a gift from Jehovah for lasting happiness. It is mentioned at Genesis chapter 2, 18. It says, it is not good for the man to continue to be alone. And I think Brother Daniel here must have thought, well, I felt that. I felt that I might not be able to continue being alone. And so Jehovah, what did Jehovah do? And this would be Sister Sharon's word to meditate. Jehovah said, I am going to make a helper for Adam as a complement of him. So we now appreciate how Jehovah instituted the first marriage in the Garden of Eden. What did he do? Well, at Genesis, the account of Genesis chapter 2:21, it says, Jehovah caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs and then closed up the flesh over its place. And Jehovah built the rib that he had taken from the man into a woman. And can you imagine, Brother Daniel, when Adam woke up from a deep sleep and then he saw same kind, but a beautiful one. This was the very first poetry in the Bible account, where it says, Adam said. Poetry is a vehicle of expressing deep emotions. While Adam, looking at Eve, he said, this is at last bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. So he must have felt that when he first met Sister Sharon. This is at last the woman I'm going to live my entire life with. So, yes, this is a special day for both of you, but mentioning this account in Genesis, we can definitely say that this is also a special day for Jehovah, because you both will be living according to Jehovah's purpose in filling the entire earth with righteous people. Why can't we say filling the earth with righteous people and you'll be part of that? Because you're now living in Jehovah's righteous standards. And no wonder all friends in the congregation are happy in preparing for this special day for both of you. In the world, they thought that it's the special day for the bride. And in other countries, the bride felt that it's her special day. She should come in an hour or 2 hours late so that all eyes are focused while she pans down the aisle. And I've read in one Awake account, churches and priests actually charge per hour of late coming of the bride because of such um, putting more emphasis on the bride. And that's not what's happening on Christian wedding. I look at the clock, it started at 10 in the morning exactly. And that is to honor the institutor, the giver, the gift giver of the marriage arrangement. And I'm happy that all those who are involved in the preparations really took part in making sure that Jehovah will be honored in your marriage. Just a simple thought, being on time is a manifestation of your appreciation to Jehovah who has gifted you this provision of wedlock. What's one familiar scene while we were looking at the parents of Sister Sharon? Genesis chapter 2:22 here says, Jehovah God built the rib and that he had taken from the man into a woman, and he brought her to the man. So, Brother Daniel, very familiar scene. Sharon's parents or her dad brought her to you. And it has been exemplified by Jehovah in the Garden of Eden. Well, that was the very finest and the best garden wedding. But you have a beautiful wedding, a very good start. All preparations are, as I observe, all the brothers and sisters involved in the preparing for the bridal march. And while we are happy that this is your special day, we do well to think that we should also be happy if this special day honors Jehovah. And would you like to hear how Jehovah would want you to be successful in your marriage? And this is a very first start. We read at Genesis 2:24, Jehovah wants this marriage, your marriage or any marriages, to be permanent. Genesis 2:24 says, that is why a man will leave his father and his mother, and he will stick to his wife, and they will become one flesh. This says that your marriage or any marriage that Jehovah allows or has gifted with is a provision that is to be permanent. And since Jehovah is a God of love and a happy God, honorable marriage reflect these qualities. So, Brother Daniel and Sister Sharon, how can you make marriage last in love and happiness? Well, Jehovah gives us this beautiful word to help us to succeed in our marriages and for your marriage especially. So for Christian marriage to last, God must be put first in their lives, the grooms, the husband, and the wives. It is mentioned at Matthew 22:36-40. Here, we know of the account where Jesus Christ was asked by one of his disciples. He asked Jesus, Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus answered, You must love Jehovah your God with your whole heart and with your whole soul and with your whole mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. So what does this mean to you, Brother Daniel? When Jesus said, you must love Jehovah your God with your whole heart and with your whole soul and with your whole mind, it means Sharon should be your love next to Jehovah. And why is that very important? Well, later on we will know. And to Sharon, this means loving Jehovah with your whole heart means you love Brother Daniel next to Jehovah. I remember I had the privilege of officiating one of the brothers from abroad. And he said, at first, he was a new witness, and the bride said, you know what, I love you second to Jehovah. And he said, I was hurt at first why she mentioned that. But when he learned about what that meant for the couples, he appreciated that his wife, his future wife, said that to him. Because it means that whatever problems that will come, definitely there will be problems in this imperfect world and imperfect marriages. While both of you are hurt and both seem not to be in reconciliation, your love for Jehovah will help you to take the first step to reconcile. That's because you love Jehovah. You want the gift of marriage to succeed. Unlike the world today, simple problems, they separate. So we appreciate, while Brother Daniel loved Jehovah foremost in his life, and you love Sister Sharon second to that, it will actually help you strengthen your marriage, and vice versa. Why? Because the second statement says, you must love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments, the whole law hangs and the prophets. So, there are two laws. Love Jehovah first and love your neighbor. Brother Daniel, who's your closest or nearest neighbor? Sister Sharon. So when you love Jehovah first, love your mate second. Sister Sharon likewise. So, marriage is being likened to a twofold cord. Both mates united and mutually supportive. But love for God can strengthen the marriage as if it were party to it. What does it mean? So, the scripture we read about on Matthew 22:36 comes into play when you read Ecclesiastes 4:9-12, when it says, a threefold cord is stronger than twofold cord. Twofold cord. Why? Because your love for Jehovah is actually a bond that strengthens your marriage that cannot quickly be torn apart. And so you can trust Jehovah for his advice because he, firstly, is the one who instituted marriage in the Garden of Eden. He is the one who has given this gift, this provision of wedlock for lasting happiness and love. And he knows your physical and emotional makeup. That's why when he saw Adam, he said, it's not good for the man to continue by himself. Because Jehovah knows our heart. He knows what we need. And both of you must really appreciate Jehovah giving you each other and entering into this marriage arrangement that Jehovah has gifted you. 103 of Psalm 14 says, Jehovah well knows how we are formed, remembering that we are dust. And as human beings, we have the need for companionship, we have the need for emotional, for love and warmth that one may not be able to have. Two persons, like at Ecclesiastes 4:9, it says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their hard work. Well, if you work by yourself, Brother Daniel, you can only accomplish so much. But two of you, you can accomplish more, especially in theocratic work and arrangements. And if two lie down together, they will stay warm. And someone may overpower one alone, but two together can take a stand against him. This mentions about friendship. But interestingly, the congregator concluded this by saying, and a threefold cord cannot quickly be torn apart. He made sure that Jehovah is included in that bond for it to be really, really strong. And by submitting yourself to the marriage arrangement of Jehovah God, you can be assured of his blessing. So what must a marriage couple do? They must study the Bible together, pray together, and worship together. This will draw them closer to each other and to Jehovah. And Jehovah wants the marriage to be successful and to last So he gives us this counsel from his word. This time I'll direct this attention to Brother Daniel. The theme says, a husband who gains deep respect. Well, it's important to recognize, Sister Sharon, that Jehovah has a headship arrangement, and this is not the woman. It is mentioned, it is written at 1 Corinthians 11:3. And here we read, "But I want you to know that the head of every man is the Christ. In turn, the head of a woman is the man. In turn, the head of the Christ is God." This is the reason why many marriages in the world fail. Because they don't have or they don't respect this arrangement that Jehovah has put in place. If a woman seems to be more successful secularly, she tends to lead the family, and what happens? Jehovah's arrangement of headship is thwarted. It's not being followed. But you see many Christians whose wives are way perhaps better in emotional and very intuitive, like that of Abigail. She was a beautiful woman, but again, Nabal was, as his name says, good for nothing man. But you can see Abigail submitting to Jehovah's headship arrangement. And was it successful? Well, for all you know, Nabal died, and she became the second king, Israel's king's wife. So you can see Jehovah rewarded her submission to the headship arrangement. So Brother Daniel, you must be thinking, well, how can I show my headship as Jehovah has given me? Well, headship involves using sound judgment based on the Bible, taking the lead in loving and kind way. And this includes supplying material, spiritual, emotional, and recreational needs of the family. Who's your example? Well, Jesus Christ, who is the head of the congregation being likened to his wife. So we can say that Jesus is the foremost example of every Christian husband. Jesus Christ supplied materially for his disciples. He supplied them spiritually, emotionally, and even in times where they need to rest, or as we say, recreation. Christian headship does not permit a man to be tyrant. And your headship should be balanced in every aspect of your Christian family life, which is what many non-worshipper overlooked. So, I'd like to invite Brother Daniel to open with me Ephesians chapter 5. And let's read the principle how husbands are to follow Christ's examples. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 25. Would you like to read it for me, please?
Hebrews chapter 5, verse 25.
I'm sorry,
reads,
Ephesians.
Ephesians
Yes.
5, verse 25 says, "Husbands, continue loving your wives, just as the Christ also loved the congregation and gave himself up for it."
Thank you. And that's how we, husbands, are being encouraged, are being counseled by Jehovah, the way Christ loves his congregation. That is how we imitate Jesus Christ. And on verse 28 and 29, if you continue to read for me, Brother Daniel.
In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. A man who loves his wife loves himself. For no man ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cherishes it, just as the Christ does the congregation.
Thank you. And can you imagine when the whole world was in halt when COVID-19 happened in 2020, did the congregation starve spiritually? No. Christ made sure that his Christ-like congregation is well-fed and well cared for. That is how we imitate Jesus Christ. And Jesus was willing to give his life for the congregation or his bride. You may not need to die for Sister Sharon, but many experiences for modern day examples, husband really sacrificed their freedom, went to prison for the safety of their family or the congregation. Even those that happened in Hamburg, brothers, they were husbands, they put their lives on the line to protect the congregation. So there are really modern day applications for this, how husbands are to care for their wives. In this case, Sister Sharon. He must be unselfish, and he must put the interests of others ahead of himself. Christ was mild-tempered and a source of refreshment. So when you come home, Sister Sharon saying you're coming, and you must feel refreshed that you're back home from theocratic or even secular activities. And that was Jesus Christ was like. Even children come to Christ. The widows. That's how refreshing Jesus Christ was while he was on earth, and how refreshing he is now sitting as our reigning king. Christian husband to love his wife as his own body. It says, no sane man hates himself or brutally inflict harm on himself, but he feels it with its needs. Likewise, that is how husband treats his wife, like his own body. So I'm sure Brother Daniel is familiar with the scriptures for husbands, and it gives more weight and meaning for you now. From today forward, as you take the lead in your marriage with Sister Sharon. So that's what Jehovah wants you to bring along after this special day when you go to your house and live with your closest neighbor, so to speak. And I think I heard that you said Sharon is the perfect for you, so I think Sharon needs no counsel from Jehovah. No. Sister Sharon needs to hear Jehovah's scriptural counsel as well for Christian wives. A wife who is dearly loved. Bible shows that wives' role in marriage is an honorable and a dignified one. 1 Peter 3:7 says, you husbands, in the same way, continue dwelling with them, that is your wives, according to knowledge. Apostle Peter wrote the congregation because perhaps there were problems that husbands, as the custom in those days, wives or women are looked down on by men. So Peter wrote the congregation and he says, husbands, in the same way as you are anointed Christians, continue dwelling with them, your wives, who are also anointed according to knowledge. Assign them honor as a weaker vessel, the feminine one, since they are also heirs, they will be reigning with you in heaven. Heirs with you of the undeserved favor of life, in order for your prayers not to be hindered. Very interesting. If the Christian husband in the first century does not treat his wife according to how Jehovah wants them to treat them with honor, their prayers will not be heard. It says here, your prayers will be hindered. So, Brother Daniel, imagine yourself having a Zoom meeting with Jehovah. You were talking to him, but your video is shut and your microphone is muted. You definitely don't want that in your prayers. So for your prayers to be heard by Jehovah, it says here, assign honor to your wife as a weaker vessel. You might think of a vase It's very expensive. You hold it with the most care, and that's how Jehovah wants us to treat our wives. So, as a compliment, it doesn't belittle the role of the wife in marriage, but it recognizes Jehovah's assigning the wife as a complement to the husband to complete the husband's role in the marriage arrangement. Can Adam fill the earth without a wife? No. And besides filling the earth with righteous people, Eve's role was also to care for the animals and till the garden to make it into an earth-wide paradise, and also teach their children to love Jehovah. So her recognition, Sister Sharon, your recognition of the headship principle promotes marital success and happiness. Would you like to read with me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22 to 24? I'd like to invite Sister Sharon to, if you would. Chapter 5, verse 22 to 24.
Let wives be in subjection to their husband as to the Lord. And in fact, as the congregation is in subjection to the Christ, wives should also be to their husband in everything.
Very good, thank you. So clearly, your subjection to the headship arrangement by Jehovah. Jehovah has given you this gift of marriage, and He wants this marriage to succeed. Therefore, He put this headship arrangement. But Sister Sharon, can you imagine a marriage that there's no head? Can you imagine of a ship with no captain, or let's say two captains? One wants to turn starboard and one wants to turn the other side. Where would that lead them? Well, they might just be turning or heading for a shipwreck. And that's what's happening in marriages now. The husband decides and the wife also makes a decision, a separate decision. But here, if the wife submits herself to the headship arrangement, you can promote to the lasting happiness and success of your marriage. While it says subjection to the husband, Jehovah also tells us that wives should subject themselves to the husband in relatively. Because if the husband say something that Jehovah hates or does not allow, then of course that will not happen in your marriage, right? But many marriages whose wives are Christian widows, so to speak, spiritual widows, because their husbands are not yet in the truth. There are many instances that their husband tells them to do something that Jehovah does not want them to do. So therefore, their subjection should be relative. If the unbelieving husband says, you don't go to Kingdom Hall, don't preach, subjection should also be relative. But of course, Brother Daniel won't say that to Sister Sharon. You would definitely be a successful marriage because you will be serving Jehovah, worship Him, and of course, enjoy the ministry as a married couple. So can you imagine a marriage without leadership? The result is discord, confusion, and unhappiness. A wife's deep respect for husband shown by cooperation with him, not by competition. And when the husband errs, she will not belittle him but be understanding. Christian wife is helper to work with husband. You enjoy each other's work together at home or at the ministry. And she can contribute much to make home pleasant and happy while you look to your husband for decisions and works to meet them and to make them succeed. So there we are, Sister Sharon, Brother Daniel. These are the scriptural gems that Jehovah would want you to carry with you in your journey, in your marriage life. But here, you need to cultivate deep love in your marriage. If you translate it, you don't just love each other. love your marriage. Colossians 3:12-14 says, accordingly, as God's chosen ones, holy and loved, clothe yourselves with the tender affections of compassion, kindness, humility, mildness, and patience. Continue putting up with one another and forgiving one another freely, even if anyone has a cause for complaint against another. It gives us Jehovah has given us a word picture about a clothing. It says, clothe yourselves with tender affections and compassion. Just like today, you are both clothed with the finest clothing. No one would disagree that Brother Daniel is the most charming man here in the hall. And likewise, Sister Sharon is the most beautiful woman, our bride, or the bride. Why? Because your clothing adorns you. It beautifies you. Love for each other and loving your marriage adorns your marriage. When people see you in the mall holding hands, they see your marriage as a sweet couple, loving couple. See you, Brother Daniel, as a tender and gentle husband, holding Sister Sharon's hands. I remember of an incident where there was a fire raging in an area. And while they were fleeing from the scene, from the fire, they saw the wife smiling while her husband grabbing her on her hand and fleeing from the scene. And they were so surprised why the wife was smiling. And they said, "You just lost your house. Why are you smiling?" And the wife said, "This is the first time that my husband has held my hand, ever." So can you imagine? We don't want that to happen. We want to show our affection to our wives, and simply by holding her hand already conveys many feelings and reassurance. So it's very beautiful to apply this clothing, because besides adorning you, it also protects you. Like love, if being put on, it protects you. Your clothing protects you from the element. Love in your marriage protects you from Satan's attack and temptation. And he says, besides all these things, clothe yourselves with love, for it is a perfect bond of union. And so as this scriptural talk for you, Brother Daniel and Sister Sharon, may Jehovah continue to bless you as you apply this perfect advice and counsel for marriage couple. And so at this point, we now come to the legal aspect of this ceremony. May we call our officiating minister, Brother Jimena.
Do you, Daniel Hartman, in the presence of Jehovah God and these witnesses, take Sharon Timblor to be your wedded wife, to love and to cherish, in accordance with the divine law as outlined in the Holy Scriptures for Christian husbands, for as long as you both may live?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Sister Sharon, it's your turn now. Can you hold the microphone? Do you, Sharon Timblor, in the presence of Jehovah God and these witnesses, take Daniel Hartman to be your wedded husband, to love and to cherish and deeply respect in accordance with the divine law as outlined in the Holy Scriptures for Christian wives, for as long as you both may live?
Yes, I do.
Now please face each other and hold your hand tightly. Okay, Brother Daniel, can you please hold the microphone? And repeat after me. I, your name,
I, Danny Hartman,
take your name of Sharon,
take Sharon
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
in accordance with the divine law,
in accordance with divine law,
as set forth in the Holy Scriptures for Christian husbands,
set forth in the Scriptures for holy husbands,
for as long as we both shall live
for as long as we both shall live
together
together
in earth, according to God's marital arrangement.
in accordance with Jehovah's arrangements.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. Okay, Sister Sharon, it's your turn. Repeat after me. I, your name.
I, Sharon Temblor,
Take you, Daniel Hartman. Oh,
take Daniel
sorry.
Hartman
To be your wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
and deeply respect,
and deeply respect,
in accordance with the divine law,
in accordance with the divine law,
as set forth in the Holy Scriptures
and accept according to the Holy
for
Scriptures
Christian wives,
for Christian's wife,
for as long as we both shall live
for as long as we both shall live
together on earth,
together on earth,
according to God's marital arrangement.
according to God's marital arrangement.
Thank you, Sister Sharon. Okay, where's your wedding ring? Okay. Please, your Brother Daniel, please the ring to Sister Sharon ring finger. And Sister Sharon, you may do the same. Thanks to Brother Daniel. Okay, you can. Yes. This ring is an outward and visible sign signifying unto all the uniting of this man and this woman in bond of matrimony. Okay? For as much as Daniel Hartman and Sharon Tembler have covenanted before Jehovah God and these witnesses to accept each other in wedlock, I, Roland Anthony Jimeno, as an ordained minister, and by the authority conferred upon me by the Holy Scriptures and the Republic of the Philippines, pronounce that they are husband and wife together. What God has yoked together, let no man put apart. Okay, shall we sign the certificate of marriage?
Beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
If you tell me goodbye, I will be lonely. If you say that we're true, I will be blue. Don't you know that I really love you, my dear? Don't you know that I really care? I don't know where I'll go without you, darling. I don't know what I'll do without your love. Please come back to stay. Let us be lovers like before, when we were more than just friends. When I think of the times we spent together and the little things that we used to do, but I can't help it but cry. Tears pour down from my eyes. So they say breaking up is hard to do. I don't know what I'll do without your love. Please come back to stay. Let us be lovers like before, when we were more than just friends. Please come back to stay. Let us be lovers like before, when we were just pray.
Okay, salamat kayo, no?
Without this love that's burning inside of me, I'd be lost and alone. I wonder on my own. Your arms
see I never could be free without you waiting there for me. Darling, never leave me. Oh, one day I know you'll make me a stranger to beg you to go. Say you'll stay. I can't face the day not without you.
tanan nga mga igsuon nga incorporate karon, naa karon. Salamat kaayo tanan. Og sa tabang ni Jehova nagmalampuson gyud. Ug salamat kaayo ni si Daniel og ni Sister Sharon sa ilang nagkahiusang paghigugmaay.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank to Jehovah God to make all this special occasion to us very successful. And thank you for our Director of the Fest and our Director of the Ceremony, Kuya Jezreel, and also his wife, Ate Pibi Suwal. Thank you so much for everything. You give us such a very big help to us. And thank you for everything. I can't thank enough, I know, but I just still wanted to say thank you for everything. We've been through quite a lot. We've been under pressure, stress, so much. But with all your help, all of this is possible. And thank you so much. I really appreciate all what you did. And to all our guests here, to the one who make this all possible, to our matron of honor, to other people who helped us being successful. Thank you so much, and it's all meant so much to me. It's the very big and the best day for me. And also to my parents, my papa, thank you so much for everything, being my tail everywhere. Like, thank you so much. And also to my mom, thank you so much for being here now. And thank you so much for everything. I know in all of my life, I never say this to you. Maybe since I was born, but now I would like to say thank you and I love you so much. And also to the man of my heart, thank you so much for all your efforts, hard works. I know you've been through a lot, we've been through a lot. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for your very wide, long patience to me and very wide understanding to me. You know that I've been through a lot in my life, and if there is a person on this earth who knows all what I have been through, it is you. I'm not being comfortable to talk to anyone else about myself before, but with you, I'm all open. I'm very comfortable with you and trust you and everything. So thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for all your efforts and your love to me, and treat my daughter as your own daughter. And I want to say I love you, and I know I'm not perfect, but I will do all my best to be your good wife in Jehovah's way and Jehovah's will. Thank you and I love you.
Okay, nindot kayo sa mensahe no nga gihatag ni Sharon.
Without y'all's help, the photography, all this put together, I don't know who all helped and pitched in, but I appreciate it. I did spend a little bit more money than I thought I was going to spend when I got here, but everybody made it possible. The cake, the help with everything. But with that all being said, one thing I do know is I love my wife. I love her so much. And in front of Jehovah and in front of her parents, I know that I can say that I love her, I will take care of her, I will honor her, I will cherish her. And in the whole package, I get a daughter that is very precious. And I know the road is long. It's a forever. And I know forever is a long time, but if you got the right person, forever can be a blessing. It can be a lot of fun. But as brought out in our talk today in the wedding, it was said by a man that will never ever live on the earth again, but his words need to be repeated. At last, bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. This one will be called my wife, Sister Hartman. And I hope that all of y'all approve of our marriage. I hope all of y'all are happy that we're married. We're happy. We worked hard on it. And of course, Jehovah, if you don't put him in the mix right away, nothing will work. We have put Jehovah in it. I know that I have. I've cried to Jehovah. I pleaded to him to help me to make the right decision in this marriage, and he did. I know I did. I would never do this unless I know it was right. But I don't want to just thank Jehovah. I want to thank her parents, brother and sister Timbler, mama and papa, I call them. I love your daughter. I don't know what y'all did to, you know, I'm just glad y'all had her and I found her and she found me. It's a blessing. It's wonderful. But you know what the best part is? Mama and Papa, you know what the best part is? That I'm part of your family now. And I like that. And I appreciate it. And I love y'all. And if we can all show love to one another, love our wives, love our husbands, that's all Jehovah wants us to do for now. But in the finale of all of this, I came to the Philippines. I found my wife. I'm happy. And all I can do now is just keep working on the marriage and keep working for my wife and helping her. She helps me. And we can grow as a family. And I just got one thing to say to her in front of everybody. I love you. And I'm glad that we're together. I'm glad that we're married. And I want you forever. And I love you.
Okay, atong palakpakan, no?
I never wanted anyone before.
I want to say that on this day is one of the happiest days of my life, and that I can honestly say that I love this woman that I'm marrying. I appreciate the fact that Jehovah is the one that arranged the marriage arrangement, and we can give him thanks for all these things. And of course, he passed down the ideal that we should give respect to our father and mothers. And I want to say that I want to give thanks to Sharon's mother and father for being able to allow me to be in their family, be part of this family, and I love them. It's been 4 years that we've been able to work on this and put it together, and it was a lot of time to put this together and a lot of effort. And I want to say that I appreciate her doing all these things. I didn't expect that a little bitty woman could put so many things together.
I'll be faithful, faithful till the end. I'm so thankful that heaven chose to send you, and this love will last forever. Forever I'll be true. I'll be faithful to you.
Marriage is being likened to a twofold cord. Both mates united and mutually supportive. But love for God can strengthen the marriage as if it were party to it.
You're my one and only one, you see.
I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I came here. I'm glad all this happened, and that I will definitely love you forever. And I know you will love me as you already do.
Hi, my love. I just want to say thank you so much, and I appreciate all what you do. I appreciate all your efforts, hard works to be here, and all your sacrifices. I really appreciate it all. And I just want to know that you're the only one I want to be with in marriage forever. I love you.
I promise that I'll never let you down. Your trust in me secure. I'll be faithful, faithful till the end. I'm so thankful that heaven chose to send you.